Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL. Two teams will need their quarterback. This is on the gridiron today. It's Bridgewater's Hawks. With that, let's get you up to Seattle. Here's Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here for football. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks. This will be taken very short. They can't bring him down.
The weight room does work.
This Minnesota defense should be amped after what they did in Week 3. 8 sacks in that game.
And just the idea of getting Cam Newton on the ground 8 times, that's awfully impressive. And not only that, they held down their big wide receivers. Kelvin Benjamin and Devin Funchess, 0 catches for each of them. This is a defense that has the look of a defense that can carry a team a long way.
Now the fourth-year man from Texas A&M, Christine Michael. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Michael had the first 2 touchdowns of his NFL career against the 49ers and likely to continue to see a lot of carries because Rawls is having that fibula issue.
And it's good for Seattle that Michael is starting to fulfill the promise that they saw when they drafted him out of Texas A&M. He's had some bumps along the way, but he has been sharp and locked in the 2016 season. They're definitely going to miss Thomas Rawls. He was their leading ball carrier from 2015. And C.J. Prosise has battled some injuries as well. So Alex Collins, the rookie out of Arkansas, he better be ready to go.
They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham.
Hey, it's not our position to root for players, Brandon, but I can't help it. Happy to see Jimmy Graham back at full strength and running around and catching passes.
Looked like the Jimmy Graham of old, didn't he? First 100-yard game as a Seahawk.
And I remember watching him in college. In fact, I did some of his basketball games at the University of Miami, and he plays tight end similar to how he played offense there. Around the rim, he knew how to finish.
Now he's just hoping to pick up where he left off in that Week 3 performance. And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he reconsidered here. It'll cost him 10 yards now with a new rule as he's down at the 15-yard line.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams' specialty by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
On offense, the guy that you want to have the best eyes on the field are your quarterbacks, so you can see everything pre-snap, and then, of course, as the play develops. On defense, oftentimes it's the linebacker. And on this play, his eyes took him right to the ball, then he made a nice tackle.
Defense in a good spot. Let's see how the offense responds with a 2nd and 13 now. Bradford to throw it this time. A dump down to McKinnon. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play. And just like that, it's 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
We always talk about having to read defense.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jerick McKinnon there. And it'll be 2nd and 10. The starters now on offense. And Stephon Diggs, our first chance to see him today.
Brandon, remember we had this conversation about how highly recruited he was in high school. Didn't quite live up to it in college due to some injuries. But, boy, as he hit the NFL like a bomb. Stephon Diggs, a crafty, mature route runner who can go the distance. I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it 2nd and short.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So
into a double team, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. On the ground, it's Michael. And he's brought down. 10 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be good for a Seattle first down.
So let me make sure I have this right. He's already found the end zone once, and now he's ripped off a big chunk of yardage here on this one. His confidence is awfully high. So now I've got to put myself in the shoes of the defensive coordinator. Do I go ahead and sell out to try and stop him and force him to do something different? Or do I risk him having a big monster day against my defense?
And left side here, it's Graham. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so. This is caught at the 20. And he is down deep into Minnesota. Great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Christian Michael with his second touchdown of this opening quarter. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. That's fielded in the end zone. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver, and that'll make it 2nd and 10. And a look at Seattle's defense.
When Bobby Wagner's career is said and done, people are going to look back and say he was an absolute steal in the NFL draft. A Pro Bowl player for any team.
Here's Bradford. He's going to let it go again, and he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
On 3rd down, Bradford. He's going to take another shot here. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowl cornerback, Richard Sherman. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And some space here. And Michael fumbles it. Fumbled the football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And the offense lining up 1st and 10. Yeah, the defense definitely showing blitz here. They go play action here on 1st down. And this is caught at the 8. And they do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. So they're on the 5-yard line here, 2nd down and goal. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Christian Michael on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. And it is now 21-0. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. That'll be taken in the end zone. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
And the back goes into motion. Time running out here on the play clock. Throwing again. Bradford on 2nd and 10. And this is going to be incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And it'll be 3rd and 10 now.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Here's Bradford. And finding Pruitt. And he's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
Well, the advantage has certainly shifted to the defense as we began that 3rd down play, and they found a way to foil it and pick up a 1st down.
3rd time's a charm, right? 2 incompletions. Had to have it on 3rd, and they got it.
Yeah, they stuck with it, weren't daunted at all, and picked it up.
The play clock's running down, and some changes here as the D-line separates some. Here's McKinnon. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about a different style of running in order to get this guy going.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
But there's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
Third down, 15 yards still needed. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. And the slot man goes in motion left. Third and long for Bradford. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
And look at this, it's a fake. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And that last touchdown drive, a good mix of pass and run. Defensively, they just looked a little out of whack.
And it's so hard to stay up with an offense that has things going so well, where you're guessing and guessing wrong play after play. So what you need is someone...
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
And some room to work. And he's brought down. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is that
nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free. But a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So after nearly turning it over, new life here for the offense on second down. Diggs going in motion right. To throw is Bradford. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Now Bradford going for the deep ball. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up fourth down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. To throw, Bradford. And it is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. And predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. On the run, This is Michael. They find some open field here. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. And that rushing touchdown is fourth, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond